This is the Voice of Africa News.
Welcome to Voice of Africa News, your trusted source for accurate and up-to-date news from across the continent. If you're visiting us for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe to stay informed and connected to the real stories shaping Africa. Your support helps keep our voice strong. Disclaimer: the content in this video is based on credible, publicly available sources, official statements, and other verified online materials. It is meant for educational, informational, and analytical purposes only. We do not promote hate, violence, misinformation, or political unrest. Our goal is to provide meaningful insight into current events, highlight local perspectives, and encourage informed discussion throughout Africa. Ivory Coast has witnessed a dramatic shift in its political landscape as Alassane Ouattara, the long-standing leader, has been unseated, marking a powerful return for former President Laurent Gbagbo. This unexpected development has sent ripples through both domestic and international political circles, highlighting the intensity of the country's political rivalry and the enduring influence of historical figures in Ivorian politics. Early reports from electoral commissions and observers indicate a significant turnout among the Ivorian population, suggesting that the public was eager to make its voice heard after years of political tension and economic challenges. Many citizens expressed a desire for change and a return to leadership they felt was more attuned to national unity and sovereignty. Gbagbo's campaign, which emphasized reconciliation, national pride, and socioeconomic reform, appears to have resonated deeply with large segments of the electorate. Ouattara, who has held power since 2011 following a post-election crisis that resulted in Gbagbo's arrest and transfer to the International Criminal Court, conceded defeat late last night. In a brief statement, he acknowledged the decision of the Ivorian people and called for calm and stability during transition. His supporters, although disappointed, were urged to respect the democratic process. Gbagbo, now re-emerging after years of international legal battles and political marginalization, addressed his supporters in Abidjan with a tone of triumph and reconciliation. He praised the Ivorian people for their courage and resilience, stating that their votes marked the beginning of a new chapter. His message centered on national unity, promising to govern in a spirit of inclusion and justice. Reactions from the international community have been mixed. While many countries have congratulated the Ivorian people for a peaceful electoral process, others remain cautious, recalling the unrest that followed previous contested elections. Observers are watching closely to ensure that the transfer of power remains peaceful and that past divisions do not resurface. On the streets of major cities like Yamoussoukro and Bouak, celebrations erupted overnight as supporters of Gbagbo waved flags, chanted slogans, and expressed renewed hope for the future. Despite the festive atmosphere, security forces remain on alert to manage any potential unrest during the transition. As the country enters a new political era, all eyes are on Gbagbo to see whether his leadership will heal old wounds or reopen them. For now, the message from the Ivorian people is clear. Change was demanded and delivered.
Oh, vive les l'AS. Comme on a dit là, c'est la force spéciale. La force spéciale. Yes. La force spéciale qui gagne. Ah, c'est moi qui donne ça. La force spéciale. On vit en paix là, c'est grâce à Dieu. Voilà. La force spéciale. La force spéciale. La force spéciale. La force spéciale.
Côte d'Ivoire's modern political history is deeply intertwined with the legacies of two men, Laurent Gbagbo and Alassane Ouattara. Their rivalry has shaped the nation's trajectory for over 2 decades, marked by ideological differences, contested elections, and violent conflict. Understanding their histories is key to grasping the complexities of Ivorian politics today. Laurent Gbagbo was born in 1945 and began his career as a history professor before emerging as a vocal opponent of Côte d'Ivoire's founding president, Félix Houphouët-Boigny. A committed socialist, Gbagbo co-founded the Ivorian Popular Front, FPI, in the 1980s and positioned himself as a champion of multi-party democracy at a time when dissent was suppressed. In 2000, Gbagbo was elected president following a chaotic electoral process. His presidency was immediately marked by unrest, and by 2002, a failed coup attempt split the country in two. Rebels controlled the north, while Gbagbo retained the south. Years of civil conflict and fragile peace deals followed. Gbagbo's rhetoric often focused on nationalism and sovereignty, appealing to Ivorians wary of foreign interference. In 2010, after delayed elections, Gbagbo refused to concede defeat to his longtime rival, Alassane Ouattara, sparking a post-election crisis that left over 3,000 people dead. He was eventually captured in 2011 and handed over to the International Criminal Court, ICC, where he was charged with crimes against humanity. After a lengthy trial, he was acquitted in 2019 and returned to Ivory Coast in 2021, greeted by thousands of loyal supporters. Alassane Ouattara, born in 1942, is an economist by training with a distinguished career at the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the Central Bank of West African States, BCAO. He served as prime minister under Houphouët-Boigny in the early 1990s, but was sidelined during political turbulence that followed the president's death. Ouattara founded a rally of the Republicans, RDR, and built a strong base in the north, a region that often felt marginalized by Southern-dominated governments. His opponents, including Gbagbo, challenged his Ivorian citizenship for years, a major source of political tension. These debates over IVORY, Ivorian identity, became flashpoints for exclusionary nationalism. After finally being allowed to contest in 2010, Ouattara won the presidency, backed by international observers and much of the international community. The post-election violence that ensued ended only with Gbagbo's arrest. Ouattara went on to serve 3 terms, with a third term in 2020 triggering controversy and criticism as it appeared to violate constitutional term limits. Despite the criticism, Ouattara's supporters credit him with restoring economic growth, modernizing infrastructure, and strengthening ties with Western nations. Critics, however, point to an increasingly centralized and repressive political climate under his leadership. At the heart of the Gbagbo-Ouattara rivalry is a deep ideological divide. Gbagbo represents nationalist, left-wing populism, emphasizing Ivorian sovereignty and social justice. Ouattara, by contrast, embodies technocratic liberalism, favoring economic reforms and international engagement. Their rivalry has not just been personal. It reflects broader regional, ethnic, and class divisions within the country. Gbagbo's base lies mostly in the south and west, among Christian and traditionalist communities. Ouattara draws strong support from the north, a predominantly Muslim region historically underrepresented in national politics. As both leaders age and younger generations look toward the future, Côte d'Ivoire faces a critical question. Will it remain trapped in a cycle of personality-driven politics, or will it embrace a new, inclusive political era? While Gbagbo's recent resurgence and Ouattara's legacy continue to dominate headlines, many Ivorians are now calling for a new generation of leadership, one that can transcend old divisions and finally deliver the stability and unity the country has long craved. That's it from us at Voice of Africa News, your trusted source for stories that shape our continent. If you found this update valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the conversation as we bring you the latest updates from every corner of Africa. Until next time, keep your voice strong and keep it African.